This is a News 12 Brooklyn special report. I'm Alicia Laventure. Brooklyn police officer Dennis Guerra is being laid to rest today. Thousands of NYPD's finest have gathered outside of the St. Rose of Lima Church in Rockaway Beach, Queens, to give the officer a final farewell. You can see flags are flying in the wind there. Several members of the police department there. Now, this is a procession that we are waiting to take place now. The casket is traveling from the funeral home to St. Rose Church via Rockaway Boulevard. Officer Guerra is actually the first NYPD officer killed in the line of duty since the year 2011. Guerra and his partner, Rosa Rodriguez, were overcome by carbon monoxide and smoke while responding to a fire in Coney Island on Sunday, April 6th. In total, 14 people were hurt in that high-rise fire. Now, in an effort to save Officer Guerra, doctors put him in a medically induced coma. He was getting treatment in a hyperbaric chamber for his very sensitive, very critical injuries. Unfortunately, that was not enough to save the 38-year-old officer. 3 days after that blaze in that Coney Island high-rise, on Wednesday, April 9th, Guerra died at Montefiore Medical Center. A hero, truly a sad day for the NYPD. On that day, Mayor Bill de Blasio ordered all flags lowered at half-staff across the city in honor of Officer Guerra. Police Commissioner Bill Bratton presided over a special ceremony that day as flags were lowered at police headquarters as well. Officer Guerra leaves behind a wife and 4 children. You could say he was meant for this line of work because his father was also one of New York's finest. Now we know that the funeral mass for police officer Dennis Guerra will begin at 11 o'clock this morning. His family has opted for a private ceremony, so no cameras will actually be in there during that ceremony, but we know for sure Mayor Bill de Blasio will be in-house and he will be making a few remarks regarding Officer Guerra's heroism. Truly a sad day, not only for the NYPD, but people of the Bronx, people across the city. Again, this hasn't happened in 3 years, just about, an officer dying in the line of duty. Lucky to be able to say that, but unfortunately, we are now remembering an officer who did lose his life serving the people of New York City. You can see there are hundreds of police officers gathered here waiting for this ceremony to begin. We know Mayor Bill de Blasio has arrived. He is there. The funeral procession, as I said, is going from the funeral home. They're traveling via Rockaway Boulevard to get to that church in Queens. This is all to bid a final farewell. Tough way to start the week for the NYPD, as you could imagine. Officer Guerra was responding to that fire with his partner, Rosa Rodriguez, who is still in critical condition as well. Her thoughts and prayers are with everyone in the force, people across the city, hoping that she pulls through, hoping to avoid a similar situation for her. A very somber day for the NYPD and the city of New York. The family actually had a private viewing Saturday, public one on Sunday. Several hundreds of people were there, all to pay respects to this fine hero. The NYPD chief was there, the chief of the fire department, the city of New York was there, everyone showing their support for this officer. Could have been anyone, could have been anyone. Officer Guerra was serving this great city. He served for 7 years. He was a city housing officer. Again, he was responding to a fire on Sunday, April 6th, when he took an elevator up to the 13th floor along with his partner. And those doors open, overcome by smoke and carbon monoxide. Lost his life 3 days later. You can see the procession now is proceeding. Men are marching. You can hear drums faintly in the background. Again, several hundred people here at this ceremony paying their respects to bid one final farewell to NYPD officer Dennis Guerra. The ceremony is taking place at Rockaway Beach in Queens. Several hundred police officers there. The police commissioner is there. Mayor Bill de Blasio is there. Members of the fire department are there. All for a hero who risked his life to try and save and help others in a massive fire in Coney Island. There you can see the hearse carrying the casket, holding Officer Guerra's body, slowly making its way into the church. Hundreds of officers, family, friends, loved one, all standing by. Officer Guerra on their minds on this very somber day. Again, we're watching the funeral procession for Officer Dennis Guerra. The NYPD officer lost his life. This right here is his family making their way into the church now. He's survived by his wife and 4 children. You can see them there. Seems to be his family there, holding each other's hands for support. Obviously a difficult day for anyone who knew Officer Guerra. They're now preparing to remove the casket from the hearse and bring it inside the church. St. Rose of Lima Church in Rockaway Beach, Queens. It is incredible to see this. I mean, this is a sea of blue here. So many members of the police department showing their support alongside family and friends of Officer Guerra, all paying their respects. Again, this is the first time since the year 2011 an officer loses his life while in the line of duty. You can see family there preparing, waiting to go into the church to begin the private ceremony, where several officials from the city will be making special remarks, including Mayor Bill de Blasio, the Police Commissioner Bill Bratton, several hundred people paying their respects.
Detail! Present! Oh!
You just saw the funeral procession for Officer Dennis Guerra, who lost his life April 6th, responding to a fire in Coney Island where 14 people were injured. The officer held on, but eventually succumbed to his injuries on Wednesday, this past Wednesday. And now family, friends, loved ones, and hundreds of members from the New York Police Department are now preparing to enter the church, St. Rose of Lima Church in Rockaway Beach in Queens, to bid one final farewell to this hero. There you see Mayor Bill de Blasio making his way into the church, as well as Police Commissioner Bill Bratton and several other high-ranking officials within the NYPD and the FDNY, all entering the church for the funeral ceremony of Officer Dennis Guerra. He served New York City for 7 years, second-generation police officer. And now hundreds of people are going into this church to pay their final respects to a man who lost his life trying to save others. You just saw the funeral procession traveling down Rockaway Boulevard, finally making its way here to St. Rose of Lima Church. Officers are filing into the church now after the family, friends, and loved ones. Officer Guerra was responding to a fire April 6th in a high-rise in Coney Island, along with his partner, Officer Rosa Rodriguez, who still remains in critical but stable condition. Now, police officers say there's a 16-year-old man accused of setting that fire, and right now he is charged with second-degree murder. Thank you for watching this News 12 special report. I'm Alicia Laventure. We now return to more hyperlocal headlines and weather.